Hi, my name's Geoff Manchester. I'm one of the two co-founders and director of Intrepid Travel. Intrepid Travel is the largest B-Corp travel company in the world and also the largest adventure travel tour operator in the world. We've been operating for 32 years and we carry customers to 32 destinations around the world. And while we're an adventure tour operator, most of what we do is actually culturally adventurous. So we take people traveling in small groups to really explore and understand countries as they really are, warts and all. So we're giving people the chance to experience countries without shielding them from the realities of everyday life and giving them the opportunity to experience the culture and history and religion and food and everything about a country that they haven't visited before. So I've travelled all around the world, but surprisingly, but perhaps not surprisingly, one of my most amazing experiences has been to visit Indigenous communities in East Arnhem Land. And what was really amazing for me about that was just learning about the complexity of the structure of their society and how everyone is quite closely linked to some other person in their family, not necessarily their parents. Often it's often grandparents who are really influential in the lives of their grandchildren. And of course, we also learnt about Indigenous contact with Indonesian fishermen, which had been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. And Indonesian fishermen came and lived for several months at a time in Indigenous communities. And I also had an amazing experience of going spearfishing with the Indigenous people at night in an area where there was potentially crocodiles, and we were spearfishing for stingrays. And I had I wasn't doing any spearing myself, but had the joy of carrying stingrays home to enjoy the next day. Intrepid's, I guess, motto or long-term goal is to change the way people see the world. And I think tourism needs to be operated in a way that benefits local people more. Tourism, as it's operated now, is too industrial, and too much of it is benefiting large organisations rather than the local people on the ground. Local people love tourism and they need to be involved in its design and its delivery. And for them, being involved in the deliveries is important, and because it allows more people to benefit from the tourism that's coming into their country. So we need to place more emphasis on the features of a country, and to help to preserve the culture and the physical structures within those countries. You know, people travel for a wide variety of reasons. For some people, it is to experience culture. For some people, it's to be active. Some people, it's just to lie on the beach or maybe stay in a luxurious hotel. But I find that as people travel more, they have an increasing desire to learn about the culture and the heritage of the countries they're visiting. And certainly, recent surveying of customers that we've been doing supports this, that the understanding of culture and heritage is something that they really value for into the long term. So they might forget about a sightseeing experience that they've had, but the experience of learning and mixing with the culture of the people they're visiting is what they really value for a long, long time. I think COVID is enabling people to move to be appreciating the simpler things in life, and being more appreciative of the things that we have rather than what we don't have. And I think that's meaning that people are wanting to have more contact with other people, and especially in places where they've had to isolate from society for periods of time. And so that's meaning that people are looking for experiences rather than just sightseeing in their travel. And therefore, people are going to be I guess, becoming a bit more sophisticated in what they're wanting from their travel, and the experience of culture and learning about the heritage of places they're visiting will therefore become more significant for them, and now people will therefore start searching for these things when they're planning their trips. One of the real negatives of tourism is that local people haven't benefited, and local countries haven't benefited enough from the tourism that they've brought into their countries. And while for a long time we've talked about sustainable tourism, what we really need to be moving now is regenerative tourism. And regenerative tourism is about improving the lives of the people in the places that we all visit. And one of the ways to do this is through what's called community-based tourism. So community-based tourism is really working with local communities to ensure, one, that they want the tourists to come into their communities, but more importantly, to ensure that the whole community benefits from the tourism into their community, rather than just a small group of people benefiting. And so community-based tourism hopefully will be a real growth area in the coming years.